We've seen him out there.
Yep.
All right, the gate's about to drop. Man, what a great day. It's overcast. Look at the inside line. Holy cow, what a hole shot for that young man.
Wow. All right, who's going to get credit on this one? Jake Ballmer, Mike Brown in second, Taryn Odell, Caleb Mitchell, Sean Lepanovich in fifth, Robert Marshall in sixth.
I thought I saw Heath Harrison way in the back there on the 24 machine. He was off the side of the racetrack. There he is, though.
He was 16th coming across the stripe. But again, remember, so much things change between there and here now. We'll see how things are starting to break down.
So the 41 in the number 1 spot, Ballmer, Mike Brown there as well. But I believe the 42 of Heath Harrison has made many, many passes. I picked him up. He's got the red Honda, the gold rims. He should be about 7th or 8th now.
So got himself in a decent position here on the first lap. Still plenty of room for.
He's in 4th.
Yep, position jockeying. Those passes will come very quickly up until about right now.
Yeah. So the fastest guys are there, and Ballmer. This is exactly what he needs to happen. He needs to win this thing and then put some spots between himself and Heath Harrison, at least 2. They've got 2 points separating the 2 of them, so he needs to put 2 riders between himself. But we're a long way from there. Harrison is 4th. Mike Brown is pushing right there in the number 2 spot. There's Robbie Marshall in 4th. Heath Harrison back there. Excuse me, Robbie's in 3rd. Harrison is in 4th. Ballmer under the attack. The bombing is coming from the 33 of Mike Brown. I mean, it's ideal. The motos are, overcast. We've just put a little water down. It is not blazing hot. Mike Brown just flew past on the inside. Ballmer. Holy cow, Mike Brown zapped him. What a pass. Ballmer comes right back, gets him back. Here we go, vet class racing. Throw the age out. These are dirt bike riders. Jeez.
Wow, Ballmer actually going to keep him at bay, at least for the moment, as they go around the Loretta Lynn's billboard. Brown, though, rolling that outside.
Brownie gets him back.
Wow.
Mike Brown passes him back. And if Brownie goes inside, you'll see Ballmer try to fly around on the outside.
And that's exactly what we got going on down River Road now.
Let's do this. Inside line for the 33 of Flying Mike Brown. He looks over. They switch lines like fighter pilots here. Neither one wanted to give up. They are in stereo.
Yes,
he's going to triple, though. He triples out. That may help him right here. Ballmer will slip around the 33. That pass it's not over yet. No. Mike Brown says, not so fast, and he passes him back. Of course. Ballmer now going to try to go the long way around. He's got to fill up for gas. He's taking the long way around. He's not in the HOV lane, that's for sure.
Brown looking over to his right, and then over to the left goes.
Where is this guy?
Ballmer.
Good luck trying to keep up with him. So Ballmer going after Mike Brown. Marshall is 2nd. Heath Harrison, Jamal Porter. The Arkansas Razorback Taryn Odell is 6th. Justin Wisdom is 7th. Sean Hawaii 5-0. Lepanovich is 8th. Caleb Mitchell and Dawson Draycott round out your top 10. But this is the story right here out front, Rodney.
It is the story, and this is where the championship will be won or lost. Ballmer in the number 2 spot will be big dividends for Heath Harrison at this point, especially if he can get one more spot on that. Then that would put him in the driver's seat as far as the championship. But again, 16 minutes plus, nearly 17 basically. Right now, we just got to get through this moto, I think.
Ballmer is now again putting together some sort of a pass. Mike Brown.
Yeah.
This guy just goes down. There must be some fountain of youth, that creek over there. There's one little spot that Mike Brown goes to. Nobody's allowed, and he just sleeps in that thing. He just goes about 10 o'clock at night, and he pops back up about 8 in the morning, feeling like a champ. All right, inside by the billboards we go. Ballmer and Mike Brown just slugging it out. Marshall right there, Harrison right there. The championship up for grabs. Ballmer tied with 7 points with Heath Harrison. If he stays right there, if everybody stays in that order, Ballmer wins. If Harrison gets around Robbie Marshall, he wins the title.
2nd and a half separating 3rd and 4th, and they're running.
Oh, there's Harrison. Sorry, he wasn't on the screen there for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, little sideways for Ballmer, and here comes Robbie Marshall.
Oh, this is going to be the saving grace for. Now look at this.
There's the pass on the inside.
Wow. Now it's 3 riders battling for first place.
Oh, and a problem there for Ballmer. And Brownie will get him back. No, he's able to fight him off. The feet were off the pegs there for the 41.
what's going through Heath Harrison's mind right now as he watches this all unfold up
I
ahead.
was just saying, what a race. This is great. I doubt it. Look at that. They're almost 3 wide. Oh, they're both popping that triple. Mike Brown, you're told to be doing that. What are you doing, man?
I don't know how many times we've had a lead change in this class so far through these first 3 laps of racing, but it's getting tough to count, that's for sure.
It gets a little wild. Robbie Marshall looks so good in the sand. Obviously, he's a sand specialist up in the New England area. Now Marshall amping up his pressure on Mike Brown.
Oh, is anyone going to give at this point? I don't think so right now.
So, hey, guess what? If Robbie Marshall gets around Balmer, now that we change all over again, he's got 5 points too.
Yeah.
He's tied with Balmer.
Oh, wow.
So he can get in there and change this whole thing up now. This is just outrageous. Now he'll make the move into the number 2 spot. Robbie Marshall gets Mike Brown. So Balmer, Marshall, and Heath Harrison starting to creep into this championship picture. If Bob Ross was painting it, he'd be putting that big tree right in the middle. He's almost done with it.
With a happy little squirrel.
Happy little trees there. That's a terrible analogy. Made no sense. Just trying to squeeze Bob Ross in here before the day is over. So Robbie Marshall trying to squeeze into that number 1 spot.
And
Here
Robbie
he comes.
Marshall's
Beaumont has been sideways more times than I can count. Robbie Marshall's got that factory connection KTM dialed in, I would imagine. Into the 10 Commandments. This has been a very... and there's the pass from Harrison on Mike Brown.
Wow,
and Beaumont again goes off the racetrack. He looks over, doesn't gain a position. He's messed up there at least 3 times.
Man, Harrison made that pass on Brown. He looked so very easy coming out of there. It looks like he may be ready to go to work.
Look out. Marshall goes right up underneath Beaumont. They're going to come out almost dead even right here. Who's got control of the inside line? Here comes Marshall. And he's going to hold up just a bit. Can he make this pass work? They've been tripling out of here. Beaumont not afraid to rub some plastic here, but Marshall gets around.
I'm telling you, Heath Harrison right now, I think he's just been back there laying back to see what's going on unfold. I think we're about ready to see Heath Harrison.
Got a thing of popcorn. He's just loving this.
Yeah, he's about ready to uncork it himself right here, though, as he is right there in position.
Beaumont is not done. He goes around Marshall out of nowhere. Beaumont is a fighter. This guy is such a fighter. He's a little wild. Yes, Beaumont. The ruts. So here we go, right in the center portion of the racetrack. Beaumont bombing this racetrack on the 41 machine. We still got 12 more minutes to go. Can you keep this furious pace up? Mike Brown now got his bag of popcorn out of the microwave. He's watching the race in front of him.
Battle for the lead still. Beaumont still the guy out front, but Robbie Marshall now the next challenger as we go by lap 4 now in the history books. Harrison up to 3rd, Mike Brown in 4th. Judson Wisdom still back in the number 5 position.
Everybody getting a shot at leading this thing. Beaumont has led the most laps. And Heath Harrison, you're right, he looks very comfortable. It's kind of just like, all right, you guys slug it out for a bit. And I think in about 5 minutes, he's going to get in there and start mixing it up.
When he wants to make up the ground, he makes it up. And I mean, just what we saw him do with Brownie, I mean, it wasn't even an aggressive pass. It was just like he said, okay, it's time to get around Brownie.
Here we go. This is not his strongest point on the racetrack. Beaumont has bombed this section a few times, but he cleans it up this go-around. Marshall likes that inside line, as does Harrison. And it does give up a ton of time going that far out or around. He'll come back to the inside. Marshall's been flirting with his pass for 2 laps now. That puts a lot of pressure if you're Beaumont, and he might have it this go around. But Beaumont, I'm sure, will just jump some crazy jump and fly right into him or right beside him. Here he comes. Harrison getting into this picture as well. Beaumont will triple this bad boy. He will land right beside you. They both go for it.
Yeah, this is the championship battle right now going on between these riders. Yeah, Marshall's looking at a 4.11 for 6 right now himself, and that 6 would then put him in the driver's seat because it's a tie. It would be
Harrison
a tie.
gets a pass, though. He'll get the win here.
Yeah, all Harrison has to do is get 1
second.
Yep. So we sit here and wait with bated breath. I'm sure there's a lot of folks. Wayne Eller probably sitting back home at the Phoenix Racing Honda office on the edge of his seat. He and Little Wayne, the entire family, cheering things on here.
So right now, Baumert is Robbie Marshall's best friend. If he can keep Heath Harrison behind him, he would get the championship. So maybe they can split that trophy down the middle.
They could share it.
Heath Harrison, though, is going to have a say in that.
Yeah,
I mean, we're only halfway there. Good Lord, the amount of racing we've seen.
Yeah, and as much energy that has been expended so far by the 41 machine.
Oh, here comes Harrison. Look out, you're right. It might be time, Rodney.
Yeah. I mean, not taking anything away at all from Jake Baumert's training regimen, but I mean to tell you, he has expended a lot of energy. If he's still got any.
That was a slick move there by Heath Harrison. He was outside and goes inside halfway through the 10 Commandments. He went from the left side to the right side to try to put himself in a position to pass, and he might have done it.
Yeah,
that view is great.
He's got a good line coming into Storyland now, and that solidifies second place for him. So that should solidify the championship if he can maintain it. But again, you know, still can't take anything away from the 41 machine. He's going to keep fighting back. I may say he's expended a lot of energy, but he may have a lot more left to expel as well.
Let's run that same pace. Here comes Baumert trying to, not going to give up without a fight. And right now, Mike Treadwell's got a baseball bat. He's out in the middle of the track waiting to whack him Jeff Gillooly style in the knees if you try to take away this championship from this New England man out front.
They stick together, got to stick together. Heath Harrison, turned mechanic for Phoenix Racing Honda, spends a lot of time in the off-road racing world as well as tuning and so forth for the arena cross teams and motocross teams. Decided he wanted to take a spin around Loretta Lynn's here in 2021, and he has put himself in position for a national championship title here in this junior 25 plus class as we come through 6 laps complete, 8 minutes plus left in this one. Robbie Marshall out front, Heath Harrison second, Jake Baumert in the number 3 spot, and a 1-2-2 puts Heath Harrison in the driver's seat for the championship. But still, time remains on this clock, and it's not over till it's over.
Joseph Dretska jumps into the top 10. We've said that name a few times. Had to work his way through the field into the number 9 spot. Here comes Harrison. He's got some good stuff working around that outside. It's kind of where he got really close to Baumert. Here he goes outside. He's going to follow him inside here. Goes for the triple again. He'll tuck back in with Robbie Marshall. Never put his feet down. What is that all about? We'll follow them back into Storyland. Totally different lines there. And Harrison starting to put the pressure on the 74. A very methodical approach to his passes and riding up. He doesn't look out of control at all, like you said.
Yeah, everything has been so controlled so far. Robbie Marshall still under pressure from Heath Harrison as we come around now just over 6 minutes, 6 minutes 15 seconds or so left in this race. Marshall still out front, 0.762 the gap, the deficit between first and second. Heath Harrison again very methodical in his approach, as Kevin Kelly pointed out there about a half a lap ago, not putting too much energy in it. But hey, you know, look behind the 42. Jake Baumert may be back in the number 3 spot, but I don't know that we should necessarily count him out. I talked about the energy that he expelled during the Moto, but he's kind of resting back himself right now, watching the situation unfold. So I'm not going to count out the 41 machine as Harrison goes in and underneath, heading into the 10 Commandments. Same place he passed Mike Brown. That was almost a deja vu, except two different riders he went by there. Heath Harrison now into the number 1 spot, looking at the likelihood now of a 1-2-1, and all of a sudden Jake Boehmert comes to life as we see him now start trying to reel in the 74 of Robbie Marshall now, as he is starting to lay chase to Heath Harrison, as he recognizes that all of a sudden this championship is getting farther and farther out of his grasp, as he's got just a little time to keep this championship hope alive. Just under 5 minutes now as we look at the race clock. These front 3 runners are still very close together. We're talking about 3 to 4 seconds that separate first to third. Well, now it's starting to open up a little bit. It looks like maybe a mistake by Boehmert jumping into that monster miles. The gap opens, but it still stays tight between Marshall and Harrison as they come around for 8 laps complete here into the heart of the racetrack and into the Thor sweeper by the Polysport Pond. Two lap board going to be coming out on this one. 2 more to go for Heath Harrison. Can he hang on to a 1-2-1 and a junior 25 plus Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Championship title?
Got to applaud the way Heath Harrison dealt with this. He had to do a Brown, and then Jacob Boehmert was absolutely going for it. And then he had to figure out how to get around Robbie Marshall. Look at this. Robbie Marshall's right back on him. Now, this won't affect the overall if Marshall passes him, unless things get a little bit aggressive between the two of them. And Marshall's there on the inside. It's not over. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I don't know. Harrison, is he just going to let him go or not? Because it is wheel to wheel right now. Again, 1 pass here by Marshall. If he gets around him, doesn't flip it. But if a rider finishes in between them, I think it would do the job. Boehmert is 5 seconds back in third.
And he was right there with those guys a lap ago, Jason. So he's lost that time coming out of Storyland, is where, I mean, he was right there with them. And then once they hit the Monster Mile, the gap had opened up quite a bit. So he was going for a last-ditch effort, but just couldn't make it happen.
Marshall not quite giving up. He's not as close as he was as we wait for the white flag to come out. Oh, he triples up. Oh, tough time getting into that corner the way he wanted to after the triple. But Robbie Marshall is flat sending it here for maybe a moto win. Look at that through those sand rollers. That bike was going every single direction, and now Harrison able to motor away.
Coming around this time for the conclusion of lap number 9, a white flag will fly for your leader as he makes his way, and your front 2 runners making their way into the home stretch here around Polysport Pond. Harrison a little more breathing room this time than last time. It was less than a second that separated the two, and Marshall, knowing the white flag is coming, is starting to put another drive on it, looks like, as he may want to try to make this pass here on this final lap. And you know what's going through Robbie's mind. Not only do I have to get past him, but there has to be something more happen. So yeah, this could get in.
Yeah, I don't see, these 2 guys are vet guys. They got to work on Monday here. This guy's cheering for him. He's like, yeah, go Robbie, whoever that was on the Kawasaki. Or maybe go Heath. I'm not sure.
Through the whole shot forest we go down the River Road and heading into the long short chute now.
The long short chute.
It is a longer short chute, like we've pointed out, that the changes made from last year to this year after the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross National. Into the 10 Commandments, Marshall actually closing up a little bit there on Harrison here on this final lap.
Bike link separating, a moto win up for grabs, white flag lap. Here we go, trying to maybe change it up on the inside. Good line there for Marshall. Lap traffic now just a little bit in front of Marshall. Have to check up just a bit, gets past them, as does Harrison. Marshall is all in on a moto win. He is coming, folks. Oh, he almost buried the front end. He's going to go for this triple again. And he's really good in this part of the racetrack. Robbie Marshall is going for it, folks. Side by side, he's going to get the pass done for the moment. They're going to settle it right here. Who's going to let up? Heath Harrison is not trying. He wants to win the moto as well.
Yeah,
and he's going to try to moto around the outside, and Marshall will make the pass. He looks to his left, thinking Harrison was going to be there, Rodney.
Yeah, Harrison not getting overly aggressive. He knows what the math book says whenever it comes around to this. He knows what it's going to be. But it looks like the pass has been secured as we head into this final turn. Will Heath Harrison try to go for a final strike here? Doesn't appear that will be the case necessarily. So final turn, Bermuda Triangle, and here comes Robbie Marshall looking for a Moto Gold.
Hey, there we go. Robbie Marshall gets the Moto win.
But the 2021 and 40th annual Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship belongs to Heath Harrison, the 42 on board that Phoenix Racing Honda. Going with 1-2-2 scores. Robbie Marshall will finish second overall with a 4-1-1. Jake Bomer holding on for third in this for a 2-3-3 and third overall. A 3-5-4 for Mike Brown will yield fourth overall. Jamal Porter going 5-4-8 for fifth overall. Your Moto scores here in Moto 3, Marshall, Harrison, Bomer, Brown, Judson Winston in fifth, Taryn Odell in sixth, Sean Lepanovich in seventh, Jamal Porter in eighth, Riley Brough in ninth, and Aaron Lampy to round out your top 10. And we head down to the winner's circle to crown another champion.
Well, Robbie Marshall would not give up. Was back to second place, kept stalking, kept hounding. On the last lap, he was able to rip the Moto win away. He's going to come up one position short of the title, but certainly can't say that he had anything more that he could have done, because he did go out and get that final Moto win. We say the New England family's close. Well, they close to another championship right here. They just missed. What an effort to dig out this final Moto win, though. Let's hear it for Robbie Marshall. Well, you could have given up on it, but you were not going to be denied at least this Moto win and maybe the title too.
Yeah, you know, I dislocated my thumb yesterday, so that didn't really make it too easy. And fortunately, I made a mental mistake on Monday. I let Heath give me a little bit of rubbing and knock me down, and it put me in fourth. And it's my own fault, you know. No one cheats a championship here, and you got to earn it. I should have been better mentally prepared for that first Moto, and have to come back next year and put it to him.
Dude, how hard, how deep did you dig on those last two laps to get him back? He had gotten around you.
Yeah, he was playing it safe. We weren't going too fast. I know he didn't. He knew he had it wrapped, so he just kind of rode smart. And hats off to him. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to win one of these championships. I thought I was the guy this year. Clearly, my speed was, but you know, that first Moto, mishaps happen. That's racing, but we'll be back next year to do it with authority.
All right, that's what we like to hear. Who do you want to thank, buddy?
I can't thank, you know, Crow Hill, my wife Vanessa, my mechanic Steve-O. Actually, my first mechanic ever, Pete Collins, passed away last Sunday. He was racing NESC, a local series up there. Unfortunately, had a heart attack, but you know, he went doing what he loved on the bike. So I'd like to dedicate this win to him. And you know, like I said, he was my first mechanic, really important person to the whole New England community. And I know he's watching down proud. And can't thank, like I said, Crow Hill, FMF, Dunlop Tires, Spectral Oil, CD Boots, Renthal, Motorbikes Plus, STS Graphics, Shift, Fox, just Power Bearing Suspension, just everybody behind me. It's been the same people forever, and can't thank them enough. So, like I said, we'll be back next year to do it with authority.
Looking forward to it. Let's hear it for Robbie Marshall. Doing it for the Rippers up there in New England. Strong performance to get the Moto win. I need you to take the bike down, unfortunately. Could leave it up next year if you get this title. And we'll move the number 42 machine on up, and we will talk to the third place finisher in the Moto while we bring the championship bike on up. Thank you, Robbie. And the third place finisher, also a title contender. This might end up being the best race we have all week. Jacob Baumert was right there as well, leading this one, had a shot at the title. So, Jacob, if you want to come up and accept the bronze, and then we'll be ready to crown a championship with our second place finisher in the Moto. So let's get Jake Baumert on up here to talk about his charge. He was sending it absolutely knowing that a Moto win might have unlocked the title for him. We need our third place finisher to come on up. That's third. Yep. All right, so we had 3, maybe even 4. Brown had a shot at it. Riders that could win the title in this final moto. Robbie Marshall left it all out there. Heath Harrison left it all out there. So did Jacob Baumert, who led quite a bit. He's pushing hard. He'll end up 3rd. Let's hear it for Jake Baumert. Dude, you gave it everything you had. You were pushing hard early.
Yeah, I did what I needed to do. Got the whole shot pretty much, and I started pushing hard and pumped up pretty quick. Me and Brownie were having a good battle there, and I emptied the tank on that one. That's all I can say.
Yeah, there were a few wild moments, but you kept it pinned.
Yeah, I was getting squirrely. I mean, it's the last moto of the week. I had a chance to get the championship, so I was just going all in.
Who do you want to thank? It's cool to see you back and in your old familiar colors, too.
Yep. Crosley Radio, Ride Assurance, Shannon Nide MX Schools. He packed my gate every time this week and helped me get that nasty hole shot. Reliable Pools, my girlfriend Mackenzie for feeding me all week, and CC Power Sports, and anyone else I forgot. Thank you. Oh, my mom and dad.
Oh, yeah. Very important. All right, let's hear it for a proud 3rd place finisher, Jacob Baumert. Good job. And now we clear the decks for a championship run in the 25-plus class. It came right down to it, battling on the final lap. Didn't need to win the moto, ends up 2nd in this one, but he is your national 25-plus champion. This is going to be a popular one. Let's hear it for Heath Harrison. Here, we'll go behind the bike so we can see all your championship-winning logos here. Man, you can't ask for a better scenario. You had Brownie in it, you had Baumert in it, you had Marshall in it, and of course you. That was a lot to navigate.
Yeah, man. Before the first moto, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew I'd ridden a little bit before this, and man, you can only hope that you're ready, and you never know till the gate drops. And I was behind those guys, made some good passes, and won the first moto, and I thought that was sick. So, second moto, you never count those guys out, man. We've all been around for a minute now, and we only get better with age, they say, right? So, yeah, second moto, I got second. Robbie put a hurting on us that moto, and then coming into this moto, I knew he was going to have to do something to try to knock me down, and yeah, we were 1 and 2 for most of the race, I believe, and I got around him. I figured if we can get away from 3rd and 4th, then let him back by and kind of just cruise it in from there. So we executed that, and man, I'm stoked. This is sick.
Yeah, I remember you back in your days here, coming through the ranks. Never quite got a title, right? Is this the first time?
No, I did. 09 was my last year here, and I won 4-stroke and 3rd and 450B, and then pretty cool. It's my first time here in the A or Pro Sport classes, so I'm stoked to be riding that, and then also get this 25-plus win. It's incredible.
Awesome. Who do you want to thank? I know you got a heck of a crew here.
Yeah, the list goes on and on. The whole Phoenix Racing Honda team, FMF Vision, keeping my vision clear out there, FMF Exhaust, Hoosier Tires, Art War Suspension, Dean Baker with Baker Speed. Man, my team owner David for allowing me to do this and taking off work for a bit, and my whole family's here, so that's amazing. My wife for putting me through a little boot camp for like the month and a half before this, doing workouts in the garage, and whatever we could do to get better, and man, this is incredible. All the guys at the shop back home watching, this one's for you boys, and we'll get back. Y'all take it easy on me. We'll try not to party too hard when we get back.
Got to go back to mechanic work now. Let's present Mike Burkeen from the AMA to hand over the 25-plus #1 plate. This class is always a good one, and this year it is going to be Heath Harrison coming out on top. Round of applause for your new national champion, Heath Harrison.